What's up, everybody? Joe White here, and I'm here. This is not the official, unofficial CWF Mid-Atlantic After Show. This is the BattleCade preview show. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the BattleCade card. CWF Mid-Atlantic presents BattleCade X8 at the Mid-Atlantic Sportatorium, 1001 Springwood Avenue, Gibsonville, North Carolina. Saturday, December 30th, with a special 7 p.m. belt time. You can see the poster there flashing across your screen. The main event for the Mid-Atlantic Heavyweight title is a first blood match between Roy Wilkins and Trevor Lee. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. But I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the card. They have 8 matches announced so far. Maybe more could be added. We may see like a little short pre-show match. There's a lot left that is undecided about this card, especially one particular match here. But let's get into this. Let's talk about this card. For the main event, again, Roy Wilkins with Coach Gemini versus Trevor Lee in a first blood match. A lot of stuff building to this as far as, within the last couple months with the brass knuckles coming involved and them splitting open Trevor Lee. And it's just been a really good build for this. I was not expecting this to main event. I was always expecting it to be Trevor Lee versus Chet Sterling, with Chet cashing in the Weaver Cup match. But no, we're getting Roy Wilkins versus Trevor Lee, which last year had that epic 1 hour and 40-something minute battle. I believe it was close to an hour and 45 minutes. And they, tore the house down with that. So now they're bringing it, these two are facing off again in a first blood match. My pick to win this, of course, I'm going to go ahead and go with Trevor Lee here. I don't see them taking that title off of him anytime soon. It would be a shock to me if Roy does take the title here. Then again, if they do take the title off Roy Wilkins, it's clear that they don't want to do, in my opinion, I think it's clear they probably do not want to do Trevor versus Chet. Especially with the Aftermath just getting back together here recently. By the way, spoiler alert for you guys. If you don't want to be spoiled, if you don't want to talk about any other matches for BattleCade or the build to them, if you'd rather wait and see it play off in the next few weeks on CWF Worldwide TV, please go ahead and tune out now. Be sure to tune into the after show. The after show is actually changing. We're going to go ahead and start doing it Thursday mornings live around 9 a.m. Eastern. So if you guys want to come back on the after show, we're going to do that again. It's going to get moved to Thursdays at 9 a.m. Eastern, right here on the same channel. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you're notified of when we go live. And thank you. But we are going to get spoiler heavy going forward. Again, I don't think they're wanting to do Trevor versus Chet just yet, with the Aftermath getting back together and that alliance being kind of rebuilt, even though it really didn't go anywhere. But I maybe they drop the title here or switch the title here to where we get Roy Wilkins versus Chet Sterling down the road, over at New Year's Bash maybe. I don't know, but my pick here is for Trevor to win. It just fits if Roy gets busted open after everything that's been happening. So my pick here is Trevor Lee. For the PWI title, the Pro Wrestling International Heavyweight title, we're getting a rematch of last year's BattleCade. I'll say this, because it is my quote-unquote job to be critical. I will be critical. Last year's match between C.W. Anderson and Rick Converse was a bit flat. And they know it was flat. It came, and I'm sitting here live thinking this fell flat. It wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. And there was a lot of hype around that match last year. I hyped myself up too much, I think, last year for that one. But they did it in the middle part of this year. They did the rematch, and it was way better than the BattleCade match, BattleCade X7 match. So then they're going to do it their third go-around again at BattleCade X8. It's coming full circle, 1 year in the making. 1 year exactly in the making. Because last year, BattleCade, I think, was on a Friday night, and it was on December 30th last year as well, if I'm not mistaken. So Rick Converse versus C.W. Anderson in a very well-built I Quit match. And part of the stipulations for this, not only is it an I Quit match, But Rick Converse's career is on the line here, folks. So not only is the PWI title up for grabs, if C.W. Anderson can make Rick Converse say, I quit, that will be the end of Rick Converse in CWF. He will be retired. And of course, C.W. Anderson, he says, I quit yet again. In the build to this, they reference C.W. Anderson's last match in ECW on their last Guilty as Charged pay-per-view, and I believe it was January of 2001. They had an I Quit match between C.W. Anderson and Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer making C.W. Anderson say, I quit in that match. C.W. Anderson thinks that match pretty much could have ruined his career. It became close to ending his career from like a professional standpoint. But the build to this is very, very, very good. I highly recommend checking it out on Worldwide TV when it airs. So there's your PWI title match. Rick Converse puts on his career on the line. C.W. Anderson puts his PWI title on the line in an I Quit match. For the CWF Tag Team titles, this is a match that we have been brewing. There was a big, large Twitter feed right after the Rumble. There was a huge Twitter feed about what this match should be because we all kind of called it. And I believe it was Pete from This Week in Wrestling that pointed out that it was going to be a last team standing match. And it is a last man standing match with the Dawsons versus the Sandwich Squad. The way this was explained to me is the way they explained this was both members of the team have to go down for individual 10 counts. So it's kind of elimination style. Both team members have to stay down for the count of 10. By the way, going back to the Rick Converse C.W. Anderson match, I'm going to go ahead and pick CW to win and retain. In just because I think Rick Converse is maybe just going to go ahead and retire here, sadly. But I'm picking C.W. Anderson to retain the title. As for the CWF tag titles, last man standing, the Sandwich Squad badly needs a win. They badly need a win after the Rumble. They've kind of been floating along, just skating by. They need those titles back. Unless they want to go full circle and have them win it in Chapel Hill in January, because it will, so who knows where they're going to go. But my pick here, I'm going to go ahead and say the Sandwich Squad is going to go ahead and put them down. They're going to put the Dawsons down for the 10 count here. The build to that has actually been very good as well. I mean, the build between those two teams this year, it's probably my best tag team feud of the year in wrestling, period. I'll go ahead and say that right now. It's probably the best tag feud in wrestling, period, right now. CWF TV title, Eric Royal got his name drawn out of the bucket last night by Jesse Adler. They did this so that they could go ahead and promote the match for BattleCade. Of course they want to promote it there. They weren't going to leave it to a draw that night. And it's Eric Royal. He deserves to go ahead and have that hype. I see Eric Royal winning here, folks. I really see Eric Royal winning. It's gonna be telling because I think that maybe they do an All-Stars clean sweep here. But usually I think maybe if Eric Royal wins this, it's a pretty good idea that Roy Wilkins is going to lose in the title match. I'm going to go ahead and pick Eric Royal here. Adler, to me, I like Jesse Adler, okay? With all the remarks I make about his ring gear, I like Jesse Adler. I think he's a hell of a wrestler. I think he's a good worker. However, he spent close to a year being out. And when he left, he was in the Rising Generation League. And then he comes back and automatically just, I know, random draw, blah, blah, blah. That's how they're able to get away with it. But he automatically comes back and gets the title at the Rumble in 10 seconds, no less. I wasn't a huge fan of that decision. I just wasn't. Especially after the title reign that Andrews has had. I'm going to go ahead and say Eric Royal wins it here. Not to mention, the crowd is not as hyped for Adler on his return as they were before he left. I'm just calling it like I hear it, folks. Yes, he gets loud cheers. Yes, he gets a pop, but it's not as big as what he used to be. I hate saying this about anybody in that company, but I'm going to go ahead and say Adler's kind of fallen flat as champion. It's just, I mean, in my opinion, Adler's kind of fallen flat upon his return. He needs some more building back up. He should have been built up a little bit more before he got that title. That's just me, though. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments below for all these matches. But Adler coming back and just getting the belt, I didn't agree with that at all. But it did, the build for this one was really good. I'll just say Eric Andrews gets involved heavily with the build to this match here in the next couple weeks, as far as him thinking that his name should be the drawn and he should be getting a rematch and all that stuff. The Choose Andrews campaign, really good for the BattleCade hype. For the PWI Ultra J title, which is a title that has not been defended since the Weaver Cup back in the middle of the summer, Logan Easton Leroux is going to go up against a returning one night only, I'm guessing, for a while, Andrew Everett. Here's the thing about Everett. Everett has kind of moved on from CWF, from what I understand. He's not even living in North Carolina anymore, from what I understand. That's why he hasn't really been booked. But then again, the crowd loves Everett. That crowd loves them some Andrew Everett. So, do I think Andrew Everett's going to get the title here? No. Do I think Logan Easton Leroux is going to go in there and probably be one of the top heels on this card? Yes. Logan Easton Leroux is damn good at what he does, folks. There's no doubt about it. This match, I think, is there just because they wanted the Ultra J title on the show. I truly could take or leave. I like both of the guys. Don't get me wrong. But I truly believe that if this match wasn't even on the card, it wouldn't hurt the card at all. It wouldn't hurt the show at all. It's just the way, it's going to be a really good match, and I'm excited to see it. It's a first-time CWF matchup, I think. So I think the match is going to be good, but in reality, when you're looking at this card overall, this might be... It's not a throwaway match, because no match in CWF is throwaway, but it's... Then again, it could be the sleeper match of the night, and I could be eating my words here come December 31st. So who knows? My pick for that, I think Logan retains. The Rising Generation League title, which generally kicks off BattleCade, Mike Mars and the Dirty Daddy. It's the finals of the Rising Generation League tournament. Dirty Daddy is defending the Rising Generation League title. There's a lot of places you can go with this. My instinct tells me that they go ahead and give it to Mike Mars. My instinct is that they go ahead and give it to Mike Mars. On the other hand, Dirty Daddy could go ahead and retain here, and then he could do something crazy and end up having to defend that title down the road as a heel against Snooty Fox. Maybe we see that. Snooty Fox, a lot of people forget, Snooty Fox is a Rising Generation League talent. A lot of people forget that. Snooty Fox is a Rising Generation League talent, folks. Yet he's never had a shot at the RGL title. He's never expressed interest in that RGL title. Never really expressed it. The tag titles, I think they've had him and, them as Showtime has had a... you all know how I feel about Showtime anyway. I believe those two are better off as individuals. My pick for this one right here, though, I think if I had to pick a winner here, Mike Mars has just been so impressive. Even since before the Rumble, Mike Mars has been impressive. Since the first time I saw Mike Mars, I was like, that guy's going to be something. And I think that they're going to go ahead and have Mike Mars take the title off Dirty Daddy here. And there's no shame in Dirty Daddy having a very short second title run. A lot of people are saying maybe he's a transitional champion to Mike Mars. There's no shame in that whatsoever because it fits, it makes logical sense, and just Dirty Daddy doesn't need that title anymore. Dirty Daddy does not need to be really, unless they're going to do that deal with Snooty Fox like I was talking about where they turn Dirty Daddy heel and then they have him go up against Snooty Fox for that title. Unless they're going to go that route, to me, in my opinion, the Dirty Daddy does not even need to be in the RGL anymore. So, my pick for this one, Mike Mars gets the title. So, those are your 6 title matches that are going to be on this show, this anniversary supercard here. The 2 that aren't, Kane Justice versus Nick Richards. This match I called months ago, the show after the Rumble, I called this. And ever since Kane Justice cut that promo in the Kernodle Suite on the show after the Rumble, I called it, and I said it was going to happen. I have a little bit of a crazy story about this match before it happened, which I will save for the after show when this airs. I'll go ahead and share the story of it that night. But this match, the promo work leading up to it is awesome. The promo work by both guys are awesome. The work by both these guys has been awesome. It's a little weird seeing as how Nick Richards has been teaming up with McAllister, and for the last few weeks they've been teasing at that with those two facing each other and then those two teaming up with each other here. And now it's kind of like they did a complete right turn of that, and they're now building with Kane and Nick. So it's kind of weird how they just veered off in this direction. But then again, it fits. So man, this match right here, it's going to be a hell of a match. I'll save that story for when this airs on Worldwide. But I want this match to be good. I want this match to be the sleeper match of the show. I want this match to be the one that everybody's talking about afterwards because I'm such a fan of both these guys. We have interviews with both these guys up on the channel. Go check them out. You won't be disappointed. If I had to pick a winner in this one, I honestly think this could be a kind of a passing of the torch moment at the end of this. I think you give the win to Kane here. I really think you give that win to Kane Justice here. In the promos that they're cutting back and forth of Kane saying, hey, in 5 years I won't be here when you've been here for however many plus, and then Nick going, I've been here, I've been here, I've stuck around, that's why I know that you're not ready, that's why I know you're not good enough to even be here, let alone elsewhere. It's been a really good build for these two, so I think you got to give the win to Kane here. Can they do a double turn in this match, maybe? Can they do a Brett and Austin here? Can they do a double turn in this match? I doubt it, but it's an interesting little piece of, what if to throw out there, maybe? I think Kane is better off as a heel. I don't know what Kane would be like as a babyface, but they could do the double turn here. If there was ever a match where you could do a double turn, I think it would be this one. And then you have a scramble match for the golden ticket. Roy Wilkins, of course, cashed in the golden ticket at the Rumble in October. Thus, there is no golden ticket holder right now. And the golden ticket holder will be decided via a scramble match at BattleCade. If I'm booking and I make it a 6-man scramble match, traditionally, isn't it 6 men in a scramble? The way they're booking this, Eric Andrews has expressed interest that he wants in it after they decided that he was not going to be in the TV title match. He then turns to Brad Stutz and says, well, when it comes to people that you're putting in that scramble, choose Andrews. So I like the fact that Eric Andrews may be in this scramble. I'm curious to see how Eric Andrews would work in a scramble match. I think he'll do great, as always. As far as other people that you put in this scramble match, Ethan Alexander Sharp is one of them, because Ethan Alexander Sharp was not advertised to have anything on BattleCade whatsoever, which to me is a little bit of a tragedy, seeing as how they have done an incredible build for Ethan Alexander Sharp. Another guy who I think you put in the scramble match is Michael McAllister. He's another CWF original. He's one of the guys who's there each and every show, and they haven't had announced anything for him to do on this night. So I think, why not throw him in the scramble? So there's 3 of the guys right there. The 4th guy I think you put in the scramble, he's a member of the All-Stars. He's the only All-Star I think not to have a match here. That's Mace Lee. I think Mace Lee would do good in the scramble. So that's 4. The other guy I put in there is Otto Schwanz. I think you put Otto in the scramble. Otto's had a damn good year. When you really think about it, I mean, compared to last year where you really rarely saw the guy, he's been all over the place this year. That the sixth guy is crazy because there's a lot of things you could do to for the sixth guy. A lot of people say put Cool J in there because Cool J needs to be killed. A lot of people think put Snooty Fox in there, and I could see where you would say put Snooty Fox in there, but to me, I think you leave Snooty Fox off BattleCade. Put him in a pre-show match. He's just not there yet. To me, he's just not there yet. And I was sitting next to, to Jason over at American Lucha Designs, and we were talking about Snooty last night, and I was just like, man, he's not there. Still not there. So maybe I have a feeling they're going to put Snooty Fox in here anyway, so that he's another possibility. I have written down here for my 6 people. I have Eric Andrews, Michael McAllister, Ethan Alexander Sharp for my base 3. Those 3 guys got to be in it. I have Mace Lee for my 4th guy, Otto Schwanz for my 5th guy. The 6th guy, I have here Ray Kandrak. Yes, I know he's returned in for a part-time basis, but if you're the golden ticket holder, what a better way to have a golden ticket holder than have it on a part-time guy? That way you never know when he's going to pop up and cash it in. From a fan standpoint, they don't know he's part-time. I think you put Ray in there. Now, as to who wins the scramble match, it's not Ray Kandrak, in my opinion. It's not Mace Lee. It's not Otto Schwanz, even though all those 3 are really awesome. It's not Michael McAllister, sadly, even though I think they could do a lot with Michael McAllister in 2018, and they should, because he's earned it. So that brings it down to Ethan Alexander Sharp and Eric Andrews for me. As much as I like what they're doing with Eric Andrews, and as much as I like where Eric Andrews is going, as much as I liked his promos, as much as I've liked the way his character is, changed, as much as I like how his voice even has changed as far as when he's cutting those promos. I've gone on it many a times on the after show. I think you have to give this one to Ethan Alexander Sharp. Ethan Alexander Sharp has had a kick-ass 2017. At least the latter part of 2017. Even the stuff he did with Sis, which I know her name is kind of like a bad word around that place right now, but even the stuff he did with Sis was amazing. He's had a hell of a 2017. And since he had that match with Sis, since Absolute Justice, he's just been, on the warpath and doing a very kick-ass job. He's changed up the character. He's gotten the fistful of dollars uppercut over. He's really been really, really good. From winning the Cybernetico to the match he's had with Trevor Lee, on down the line, I think you got to give that nod to Ethan Alexander Sharp. This way, they don't have to worry about putting a title on him. That takes him out of the TV title picture, I think, because the golden ticket is kind of like a title in and of itself. So you don't have to worry about booking him for a belt. He can hang out in the background. Some days, some weeks, some days. And just be there. On you, and he's always on your mind. So there you have it, folks. There's my card that I have written down here, and that's the card that they've announced. As far as the scramble match goes, they haven't really announced anybody officially for it, but from those are the 6 guys I think you put in there, and I just think you got to have Sharpie win that one. Now, if he does not win it, if they do decide to give it to Eric Andrews, I'm not going to be disappointed in that either, because Eric is another guy, again, who deserves it. And, that match that's for any title, so he could choose to go ahead and get his TV title back if he wanted to. Or he could choose to go after Trevor, and which those 2 had already faced. But, there's a lot of, the places you can go, as the old Dr. I think it was the old Dr. Seuss's book. So the scramble match, keep in mind, those are just my picks. They haven't announced any officially. We probably won't know until that night. But that's the BattleCade card that's been announced so far. Those are my picks for the BattleCade card. Let me know what you think in the comments below, or let me know on Twitter. I'm at Joe Pillow to Post. Hey, be sure to visit our guys over at American Lucha Designs. If you're a wrestler who needs a t-shirt drawn or a logo, stickers, whatever the case may be, they can get you hooked up with a logo at a fairly affordable rate. Also, if you're a podcaster like me who needs a logo design, wants a t-shirt design, those guys can hook you up anyway. Follow them on Twitter at American Lucha. They are American Lucha Designs. I want to thank the guys at American Lucha Designs because last night, Jason, I met Jason and his partner Mario from American Lucha at the last show I attended at Ultimate Survivor, and got to sit next to those guys, strike up some conversations, and they're really cool guys over there at American Lucha. Well, I purchased my ticket to last night's show. I was going to sit up in the bleachers, and about an hour or two before I was getting ready to leave the house, Jason DMs me on Twitter and goes, "Mario can't make it. My wife really doesn't want to go. Do you want the extra VIP seat I have?" And who am I to say no to a VIP seat? So I went ahead and sat front row last night. So thank you very much to Jason and Mario. I hope to see you at BattleCade, my friend. I hope you can make that one. BattleCade tickets are on sale now at CWFtickets.com. Be sure to go ahead and get them there. VIP seating is still available. Order online and guarantee your seat. I will tell you this. You do want to order online, folks. You will want to order online. I made the mistake of not ordering online last year for BattleCade, and I barely got a seat. So be sure to go ahead, order your ticket online, get your tickets now. Again, CWFtickets.com. Again, the official, unofficial CWF Mid-Atlantic After Show is coming your way this Thursday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Be sure to tune in live for that. Again, due to me starting this job, I had to make a sacrifice, guys. It was either take Fridays and Saturdays off so I could go to the live shows, or choose to have, the after show. So going to the live shows won. Plus, I like the idea of having Fridays and Saturdays off. It's just the way it is for me. So please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Also, share all of our content, all of our interviews that we have from FanCon back in October are up. Also, check out the archive of the official, unofficial CWF Mid-Atlantic After Show. You will not be disappointed. We have interviews with stars like Sis. We have Grant Sawyer. Kane Justice is up there. Eric Andrews has interviews up there. There's an interview with Mecha Mercenary of the Sandwich Squad up there. Nick Richards, there's an interview with him. There's an interview with Jerry Carey up there on the site as well. The Brad Stutz Grant Sawyer Q&A from FanCon back in October is up there, so give that a listen if you haven't already. And we will see you this Thursday morning.